let's get some analysis on this from Jeff Lee, who is a political partner at the Truman National Security Project. He joins me now live from Washington, D.C. Jeff, these comments by General Milley in front of Congress contradict what Biden said in an interview in August, in which he insisted his top military advisors did not warn him against his withdrawal timeline. What do you make of these contradictory statements? What kind of political impact might that have?
Well, I think first off, in terms of recommendations, it was pretty clear to the president and others that he received a range of commentary and concerns and questions. I think that was very apparent in the split decision that he spoke about. In terms of the political ramifications, I think the White House was betting that a logistical success in getting American citizens, Americans troops out as quickly as possible would not have the same ramifications headed to the midterm elections. It's been clear, at least in recent polling, that the president and the White House have taken a hit in their polling numbers, but the question is going to be whether that will sustain itself heading into the next year's elections. And I think that's a little too early to tell and likely premature at this point.
The committee is set to hold a hearing later this week where outside experts will review the U.S. military operations in Afghanistan. I'm curious what your assessment is of that. Do you think that they'll see the withdrawal as a strategic failure, as Milley did? Or, on the other hand, if the U.S. had kept 2,500 troops in Afghanistan, as he had suggested, that could have meant war with the Taliban?
Well, I think it was pretty clear that the Taliban and the American alliance in those recent days were starting to unravel heading to that August 31st deadline. And the general and the secretary made it very clear that Taliban cooperation with the United States was whittling quickly. So the concern that there could have been outright hostilities and active conflict was very possible. In terms of logistical success, I think, the significant number of American citizens, allies, and troops getting out was significant in number in terms of the airlift. But we also left thousands of Afghan allies behind, and we still have a little less than 100 American citizens or green card holders still in country. It will remain to be seen if that will be seen as a strategic failure. The key question, I think, going forward here is how is the United States going to be asserting itself in the region when it doesn't have a foothold in the country? And now that the United States has now been freed from the day-to-day operations in Afghanistan, how will that allow the United States to focus on other regions in the world?
General Milley was also asked why he didn't resign over Afghanistan, and he said it would have been an incredible act of political defiance. What would have been the impact of him resigning? And at the same time, what does that say about him refusing to resign?
Well, first, for a joint chief to resign is very, very uncommon. Joint chiefs are set on 4-year terms. Now, they're at the service of the president, but a resignation, especially at a senior level like that, would be an important symbol, would be a significant blow to confidence in the White House. And I think in his view of looking at his role as a senior leader advising our national security and being a chief advisor to the president, I don't think he looked at it as a place to deal with the resignation going forward. It would have been a significant blow, but for him to stay on forward for the remaining 2 years will be a positive for him going forward.
All right, and we'll leave it there. Jeff Lee joining us from Washington. Thank you, Jeff.